Track number 5, that's Damir.
Oh,
And
hello.
Damir, will you be there tomorrow?
Yes, I will be there.
Cool.
I will be there, and for about half a day at least, I will try. And
That's
I
good.
also want to listen to some sessions, so maybe I will also connect to listen something, because we have a cool schedule. So not only in track number 5, but also in others.
True.
As I realized until now that everybody thinks that his track is the best, so I'm standing that mine is the best.
You're starting with Uwe, so yeah.
So Uwe is very well-known speaker, I think. Everybody from Europe should know Uwe, or they listen one of his session. So we actually picked his session about scope configuration and SQL Server settings. So it's not only important to query, tune queries, etc., but also it's very important how to configure the SQL Server, of course. And I think this is very important.
Yeah, Uwe was the first kind of conference speaker I met. I was on a pre-con for SQL Saturday and did a full day of kind of optimization, and had a lot to do with baselining and kind of creating a report for a customer. Really good help for consultants too. Like if you come into a client and you want to do some get some metrics out of their infrastructure, what do you do? And he presented some report packages that we got to keep. So he was really good. So.
Yes, I agree. Oh, Alan Somarskok, or I'm not sure how it's pronounced really, but I also met him a few years ago in Slovenia, SQL Saturday, and he is a really simple guy and a really great speaker. And I like very much with Erland that actually he often listen other speakers presenting and he is trying to help them. So it's really to have such a guy that actually give you some hints and helps you, especially when you are not so experienced. And yes, sorry.
Yeah, and if you Erland is also exactly like Torsten that we talked about before. He's very down to the details. So if you go to sommarskog.se, which is his webpage, you will see a webpage with no style sheets whatsoever, because HTML is a markup language. It's not for design, if you ask Erland. But it's so packed with detailed information, some articles about, you have some articles about cross ownership in databases and security, and it's really down to every detail. He has explored everything there is to know about these topics that he's writing about. So really,
yes, I know about that, and really it's the ugliest blog I saw. But it's really useful because he really goes in details.
Yeah.
And tomorrow he will speak about cursors. So if you ask anybody, I think, should I use cursors? No. The answer is no. So go away from cursors. If you like cursors, go to Oracle, because this is something that Oracle developers like to use. But in SQL, it's actually not so good practice. But Erland will try also to show some examples that actually cursors are okay.
Cool.
And so I think it will be a nice session, actually.
Next one is Angela Ross Innes.
Yes, I didn't listen to Angela a lot. I actually listened to her last year, I think. No, last data weekend she was, yes. I'm right.
I don't remember, to be honest.
No, actually, no, you're right. So I actually don't know much about Angela. but she will have some fun with DMVs. So also with space usage index fragmentation and many more. But also the description of the session is really short, but I think that the session will be pretty nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
I know Angela a bit. She's one of the Irish speakers, well, Irish-based speaker from South Africa, I think. And yeah, she delivers a good session. Lots of practicalities in it, you know, because, you know, she's spending, like most of us, she's spending most of her day doing DBA type of stuff, right? Whatever that involves. So she's here to tell us about it, and it's a good session. It'll be good. And I think DMVs are a very, very relevant and kind of useful thing to know about in there as well. So I think there'll be interest in that.
Okay, thank you.
Next up, Gianluca.
Oh, the spaghetti DBA. So actually, he's an Italian guy. So don't try to sell him pizza with ananas, something like that. And I actually met Gianluca on SQL Saturday Croatia the first time he was presenting, and he had some really remarkable presentation, and it's really a good speaker. And tomorrow he will speak something about extended events.
Yeah, so second extended event session.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in monitoring and want to know more about it, whether it's extended event or anything else, just talk to Gianluca, because he's either talked about it, written about it, or he has made his own tools for it. So
yes.
John Martin then.
Yes, John Martin, he will speak about Polybase. I'm really not so much in deep in this, so I really don't know what to expect for tomorrow, but I think
I can help with that one.
Yes,
so John's going to go through and basically show you all how to do the different configurations to use Polybase within SQL Server 2019. I'm not going to cover too much of the John's content, but let's just tell you that Polybase has been significantly improved in SQL 2019. And I can tell you that from my actual day job, so to speak. See, Polybase is the most heavily requested feature I get at the moment for SQL Server 2019. So anyway, back over to you.
Cool.
Oh, cool. Thank you for the help.
I think you know this guy, right?
Yes, I know him pretty much well because we work in the same company. And we actually meet, we getting to know each other 2 years ago. And we actually decided, okay, let's organize the SQL Saturday Croatia, because SQL Saturday was not existing in Croatia before actually Dan and I started to do this. And see, he is really experienced speaker also. And tomorrow he will speak about bulk load and minimal logging, and I think this is great, because if you have minimal logging, then you have actually smaller databases or something. So maybe you will get some performance improvements with that.
Cool. And then we have Depti Guguri.
Okay. Actually, I'm not sure if I ever listened to his session, but and I really don't know him very well. But he will speak about.
Damir, I think you're looking at the wrong slide. This is Stevie from the US.
What? No, we are. I see the same slide. She. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was talking he, but it's she. Okay, sorry. She will talk about the SQL engine, and so something that will be covered in this session will be about ACID properties, key components of relational engine and storage engine, cache and transaction manager, and it should be a good session to understand how it's something working under the hood, as I think.
I think Deepti's another new Stars of Data speaker as well, is she?
Yeah, I was going to say that. I actually saw a session on New Stars of Data, and it's a slightly different presentation than she did on New Stars of Data, but that was a good one. So I'm looking forward to this one too. Then we have slightly on his side, Glenn Berry.
Yes, Glenn Berry. It's walking like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So this photo was taken. I think also that much people did heard about Glenn because he is a real speaker also. And tomorrow he will tell us something about hardware and selecting and sizing databases hardware for OLTP performance. So actually, if you want to know what about magnetic disks or SSD storages and etc., this session will be about that.
Cool. That's the last one on your, and I think a lot of people know Glenn Berry. His session was, we had a lot of people on it last weekender. This is very different because at that time he was talking about his performance scripts, which had turned into a SQL notebook. And this is, I mean, they're all related because it has to do with performance, but it's slightly different than his script. So it'll be a good one, I think.